shit got pretty crazy because the tin leaks, but I had to throw this up to beat the weather we got over the next few days. But I can get a few more logs together, and it's rough as guts, but that's because I was working with a baby girl. She wasn't meant to be up here for that work. She was here to cut some firewood, but now she's got a big friend to help her. I think double the engine capacity and bar length should help me with this a bit more. The power of a saw makes a big difference. Chainsaws are a funny fucking thing. You hear guys carry on, but yeah, it's how you use the tool. Like that little saw was able to do a lot of work, but it still needs the power to push through when I'm using the nose to scrape them out. That's why they're so messy. And I'd be able to clean the posts up a bit better because she struggles with the harder wood. But yeah, so there's cross member beams landing on support, and those end ones have notches cut in them to hold all the other beams in that'll go across, because I'm just going to span that with beams in total, sort of seal it up, and then I'm going to put lighter wood on top of that again, and then cover it and bury it. The lighter wood, I might even use these tarps I did from a rubbish collection as my sort of waterproofing layer between the dirt and stuff, because yeah, they're useless anyway. They'd end up in landfill or something, so they'll become part of the house. I'm building up earthen banks on this, so this is just going to be a temporary hut for me to stay in while I work on the main project, because you know, it's not all fun going out to work and stuff, living in these ad hoc conditions. The mud taking over. But yeah, so far smashed away all the way down from there to down there, and at the creek's about halfway. I've got to start building a bridge there, which probably uses a similar technique. You can see that pole leaning. I know, it's all, but it ain't going anywhere. Oh, some of the old building techniques are quite clever, but yeah, just not very efficient for using timber. I was saying to a mate the other night, at the end of it all, I could pull all this hut down if I wanted, and if I get a chainsaw mill, like a little site portable mill, I could probably cut a lot of the larger logs and supports down in half and get 2 out of them. So yeah, water tank, which has yet to be set up. Guess you can gather what I'm going to do with those 4 poles, because I want it to be a bit higher to get a gravity feed. And my funky hodgepodge shed. I've deliberately done that like the Ettamogga pub, okay? It's for my own amusement, but it's structurally good for my shower / bathroom for the minute. But yeah, today, while the ground's a bit damp, I'll have to break out some of this. This was my motivation for moving, right? My tent was there. That branch actually fell on all those tools from the ghost gun there. And ideally, I'd like to get that tree and turn it into part of my hut, because it's a bit of a wonky tree. It's lost a couple of branches, so you know, it's earned its right to fucking die. That's how it works. And this, so I've been throwing some of my dishwashing liquid water and stuff with the cleaning things in it, like the bleach and hand soap, because it'll mix with the mud like an ammonia mix to help it dry out with the ash. Got to scoop some mud out of my pits, which, you know, as I make bricks and mortar from it, I end up with a dam. Yeah, that's a bit of a bonus, a water supply. And the toilet, we're going to have to do something about that toilet, right? But it's good to get my stuff out of there, you know. It may look a bit drier in there, but that dripped bloody everywhere. See how the whole floor's wet? Whereas if you go over to the new cesspit, disarray that the weather brings. See that? There's lots of dry patches in there. It's where the water doesn't fall. And what I like about this is the water doesn't fall on my kitchen it drips a lot on my tent and in front of my tent, but not on my kitchen. And I got a bit of a workshop now under shelter just to get some stuff up and running. But yeah, it's a bit of juggling between maintenance work, keeping stuff out of the weather, out of necessity, and sort of trying to progress at the same time. Real balancing act. But get there. A little bit of a distraction. Plus I've been doing some interviews and stuff and had a couple of meetings with clients and that over the last few days, which is, yeah, you need the money, but it's a hitch. Like, I wish I could just focus on smashing this out. It would take no time, but we don't live in a perfect world, and I'm not in the perfect situation, so I'll get done what I can get done. Hey, the other bit is the old girl's loving it up here. She's getting all nice and dirty, having fun. Yeah, that's all off of the roads, right? That's how sloppy it gets. If you got a car, yeah, good luck getting in and out. Like my neighbours with their 2-wheel drive. The weather. They want a bitumen road. It's like it wouldn't matter. The bitumen would float away. I figured out a final temporary solution, because all best efforts that I did, my weld held together on the bit that broke off, and then it broke off a new bit because it's just so fucking shit, right? So, and that was done out of necessity and got those holes in. But what I can do is take a bit of bolt. See, I don't have my thread kits or anything here, but I do have some drill bits. So I'm going to drill that out and get some thread, and I might have to try and find a thread kit so I can tap and die and hit that with the thread, put the thread in, and then thread it on and then weld it up, and it should stay together long enough for me to get the bridge posts in and stuff and get started. But once I start working, I'm definitely going for a Dingo or a Digger, D-I-G-G-A brand. One of the ones that won't break like the Agrison piece of shit, who have gotten back to me to say, oh, we'll get back to you, and then not gotten back to me with anything. So I might try and call them at some point when I'm at reception to see what the game is, because it's just a bit off. Okay, girl, I gotta move some dirt, dry your seat off. Actually, I brought cornflakes. Woo! I can have cornflakes for breakfast. Probably find mice all in it. I haven't had a problem with mice yet. Touch wood, although everyone else seems to say there's mice. Maybe all the snakes are taking care of it for me, huh? Ew.